Without further ado, and all the trolls gone, we can get into the semifinals of this Thursday Semi-Pro Cup Series. Of course, we will be again watching CNB, the stream's favorite team, going up against WoopWoop, a team that we have watched before. Taku, Gix, Zeb, Quirt are all players that we have seen before, Niz, and I am excited for this match. The last team was great. This next team, technically, as the way tournament should go, should be better because it's semifinals, so we'll see what CNB can do and if they can get themselves a finals entry into this week's Thursday SCS.
Reserve time.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop 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 whoop.
But yeah, Legion Commander will never ever be seen in competitive play ever. Apparently, as he gets either banned out or completely forgotten about, apparently.
Stupid question, because I was not watching this match. I don't know if you caught the end of it. Did Narvi win the match where they picked LC?
I didn't. Unfortunately, this tournament started, so I wasn't able to catch the end of it. But we'll have to see. I'll have to catch up on that. Probably watch the VOD. But yeah, Narvi did pick that up. Of course, Narvi being Navi US. And, we did see the watermelon get banned out by CNB here. And Hoof, or Whoop Whoop, immediately responding with the Void ban. So maybe they were watching a little bit of last game. They saw Markeka getting good use out of that Void Chronosphere. So they choose to ban it out, remove it from play, and Terrorblade gets removed.
Dire team pick.
Yep.
So pretty similar bans to how we've seen previously in this tournament. Death Prophet making it through. See if she gets picked up, or maybe not. We'll have to wait and see, because some teams.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Some teams are not really favoring her anymore. Although we have seen her a lot tonight. But yeah, she hasn't quite been as favored. Definitely not as favored as she was in the past.
She hasn't been, and that's, again, it's interesting. Not too much has changed about her. I know the ultimate cooldown increase is somewhat of a change. It's definitely worth noting for sure. But I don't think it's a game-breaking change to her. But yeah, we haven't seen her as much. We'll probably see her some this game because she hasn't got banned. She is just that strong of a hero. But Viper will be the first pick for WoopWoop, as they do opt for that hero first, and there are a lot of reasons to go for that hero first. But one thing I think that's always worth noting with Viper is he works with anything, and I mean anything. You cannot put Viper into a lineup and it won't work, because Viper just dominates a lane, and then he transitions into a carry dominator slash I guess fight controller because of the space he creates by just being in the way. But yeah, I love Viper as a hero and his versatility. People hate him. I don't blame him. Really strong. And yeah, and the only team for Neutrox in the chat. Shout out to you for being awesome and helping me deal with all the trolls. But WoopWoop is a North American team, so this is a North American South American rivalry match, as it usually is with CNB.
I don't think there are any other Brazilian teams left in the tournament, but I'll have a quick look.
Yeah, I don't think there are any. Well, South American teams in general. I think CNB is the last one standing now. If I am not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know who Bolt Up Rochachos is.
Well, Felipe, they beat the O.
Felipe Rios is the only player listed on their roster, and I actually don't know who that is or what team they are. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure if they went through anyone all that exciting. It doesn't look like it. Now, not to say that that's a slight to them, but when you're looking at brackets, that's what you tend to look at. But at this draft, of course, I have been looking away a little bit here. We have the Lion pick up first from CNB, Wraith King to follow up. Now, Lion, not a common pick, but very strong hero. One of my personal favorites as a support. I actually love playing him in competitive. I think he's incredibly strong. But Niz, what are your opinions on this hero? And as a first pick, even though they have 2 picks in a row, it is still a first pick.
Okay, first of all, I don't think Lion is first pick material.
Okay.
However, I was talking a little bit about the patch notes with a friend of mine, and one of the things I pointed out was that the change to Lion and Lena are both really big. I mentioned previously that little
Reserve time.
slight range increase on Lena's Light Strike array allowed her to be able to get those stuns and gave her a lot more potential in terms of being a support hero and putting pressure on the offlaner or in some kind of roaming. And Lion, the change to Lion was, of course, they increased the damage on, what is it called? Spike? Earth Spike, his stun ability. They increased the damage on it, and that's the one thing that I thought was really lacking in terms of Lion and the support role, is that if he were to go and gank someone from the side, yes, he does have lockdown similar to Rasta, but he doesn't have any kind of way of dealing damage. His only damage source was, of course, Earth Spike, and its damage was so low, especially at the lower levels, that he just didn't really have the kill potential that a lot of other supports did. So this change to him really is going to help him. It's not a drastic amount more damage, but it is more damage to Earth Spike, and it is going to allow him to get to that point. What is interesting is that you can also, there is potential to run him not as support. I don't think we'll see that this game, but that remains to be seen. You can always pick up an Egg Scepter on him, and if he gets some levels under his belt, then he gets crazy, because his finger cooldown it gets really short at rank 3. I actually have to look it up here. Yeah, it goes 160 seconds, 100 seconds, 40 seconds once it gets to rank 3. So that's huge, especially if you get an Egg Scepter on him. It gives him that AoE effect on his Finger of Death, and I believe it's now pure damage as well. The AoE portion of Finger of Death. So huge buffs to Lion. Will we see a lot of those buffs come into play? Yes, we'll see the Earth Spike. Will we see any of the Egg Scepter stuff? Probably not, but like I said, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, no, it will. But the ban out so far, as we move into the second phase of this ban stage and draft, definitely strong tempo control heroes. The exception, and it's not really even an exception, Sand King is still a tempo control hero, but more of a team fight follow-up. I mean, he is a tempo control hero, but when you talk about tempo control in comparison to Shadow Demon, Clockwork, and Centaur, I don't see Sand King as that strong of a tempo controller. So a lot of the tempo controllers are banned out. That's what I'm really trying to say. Long-winded explanation to say that Sand King is also a tempo controller, just not as strong as the other three. And holy hell, Nizcast, I am so excited for this match. I love Ogre Magi. He is such a strong support. Oh my god, he is such a strong support. Now, some people might flame me for this, but I love him as a hero. He's tanky. His stun is really good. But who? Oh, Wraith King carry, obviously. Never mind. Wraith King core, most likely.
Think of it this way. You've only used 3 picks, and you already have 4 heads.
10 seconds.
How could you have gone wrong? Ogre Magi, awesome. I love Ogre
5
Magi.
seconds.
Well, right, and he has 2 heads. I mean, Jakiro is one of the best supports because he has 2 heads. Ogre Magi
And
also has 2 heads.
Alchemist, of course, there's 2 heads involved there. Techies, which unfortunately can't get picked.
Not
Who
yet.
else has 2 heads?
Well, technically the only ones who have 2 heads are Ogre and Jakiro, right? Because they're one person with 2 heads.
I mean, one hero that contains 2 heads in total. Then you get Alk.
Then you get Alk, and then of course you can add or more, and you can get techies. But yeah, no, I think that's it as far as.
I'm sure we're forgetting one though.
Well,
so
and
let
if
us
you-
know in chat.
If you want to count mounts, right, then every hero who's riding a mount, technically the mounts have heads too. But
of course.
Witch Doctor Alina, what are your thoughts on this roaming combo? Because it could be strong, but I think it has its faults. Definitely, it definitely has faults.
It's weird.
Okay.
It's weird. I don't think Cask is a strong enough of a disable, although it is a long range disable, but I don't think it's strong enough to let Lena really get in an LSA. It might be, depending on how coordinated they are. However, you get,
5 seconds.
well,
remaining.
you put the Maledict down, and the Maledict's not going to come out until after the LSA anyways. So really, all you're going to have is Dragon Slave damage, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, Dragon Slave damage on the back of Maledict. So I don't think that's enough.
Later on in the game,
Oh. Later
both
on, it's
also-
going to be very, very strong. Absolutely.
You know what's
But
actually worth noting? CNB, and maybe this, some people strongly disagree and think Lion is a greedy support. I actually think he is a very self-sustainable support. Puck, also a very self-sustainable hero, strong mid lane tempo controller. But Lena and Witch Doctor, low base HP, low strength gain, very item dependent, very game tempo control dependent, where if they're behind and getting ganked, they will just fall apart in paper. Whereas Lion and Ogre, I feel like still offer something. But that being said, if Lion and Ogre get ahead of Witch Doctor and Lena, I feel like the support core from CNB is just outright stronger. But we'll see Earthshaker.
Radiant
That
team ban.
Crit Shaker? Question mark. Slash strike. Twitch TV slash strike. Earthshaker, Crit Shaker mid, as everyone on Reddit has been talking about for the last like 2 weeks.
Farm on Lena?
10 seconds.
I mean, the Crit
remaining.
Shaker's like legit though. I mean, in pubs at least it's legit. In
It's-
competitive matches, I think it's questionable.
I don't see it this game, but what are they doing?
Reserve time.
It's got to be Crit Shaker.
Yeah, it has to be a
Dire
crit mid.
team ban.
But you know what? I don't think Crit Shaker does that well at all against a puck, right? You try to attack the puck, she'll just phase shift it, dodge it, right? And if you're not on your mechanics and you don't immediately refocus her when she comes out of phase shift, you might by accident hit a creep, something might happen. Not to mention the fact that Puck is going to be able to spam Orb. Fisher is great, but the cast animation is a long
Radiant
build-up.
team pick.
So Viper has to be mid. Never mind. Shadow Fiend's middle, Puck off lane.
Dire team pick.
Never mind, Niz. That answers all our questions. And we get to see the new Shadow Fiend. I
Puck safe.
love how look. Oh my god, I love how he looks, Niz.
Is it Puck safe lane? I think it's Puck safe lane.
Do you think they're going to go aggressive with a double melee?
Double melee?
It feels questionable to me.
That's a lot. Like the triple stun, a lot of control. But yeah, I agree. I don't know if Lion has enough
Yeah, he's a really weak base damage hero. Like
control.
Lion,
Yeah.
Lion, as a Lion
Especially
player,
against a Witch Doctor.
I love safe lane, personally. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can roam very effectively. Lich, WoopWoop, what are you doing?
Dual off lane.
Yeah,
But, it's a 2-1-2 setup.
or a 2-2-1, something like that. 1-2-2. They could do a dual lane mid to shut down the Shadow Fiend. Why
They
not,
could.
right?
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend is a incredibly crappy hero when you get very far ahead against him. Like, he just falls apart like paper as a
I
carry.
do think they're probably going to use a smoke and try and go down and take over the Radiant Jungle right off the start and ward up Shadow Fiend's camp, because I do think this is going to be a dual lane mid now with the Lich trying to shut down the Shadow Fiend, and I think the best way to do that is also to pair it up with a ward blocking the camp that 225 is going to be looking to
Yep.
stack.
I completely agree with that, but
10 seconds remaining.
yeah, well, to finish my thought before we get into the introductions, the reason I like safe lane Lion personally is just because Lion is I guess this is why people don't like him. Early on, he's very weak, but if he gets golden experience and can get up to level 4 in the first 6 to 7 minutes of the game, he can do a lot for his team without ever having to go back to the fountain. But Lion is going to get boots first, and for CNB, the fan favorites in this stream, we're going to be bringing you guys the semifinal actions as they battle up against WoopWoop, who Niz will be introducing. But Cat, the captain, going to be picking up the Lion support. We have 225 picking up the middle Shadow Fiend. Markeka is going to be picking up what looks to be a core Wraith King, potentially a Bassi Ring build from him. Paradox, the one I think actually technically the real captain, but anyways, the support Ogre Magi, and of course that leaves finally, last but not least, Goody on the the off lane Puck.
Whoop whoop is our dire team for this game,
30
also
seconds
known
to
as
battle.
Hoof apparently. But we've got Quert playing the Viper. We got Zeb on the Lich. We've got Gix on the Lena. We got This Ain't Even My Main You Jelly playing the
bells.
Earthshaker. And we've got Taku on the Witch Doctor.
Now,
So,
we've seen somebody by the name of Gix play before. Was that for Immortal Fire yesterday? Oh, hold on. Sorry, Cat. That double stun. That's what you were hissing about, and yeah, it's gonna happen. The 3 stun though from Gix. The 3 stun from the Fisher. absolutely critical here, but that haste from Makeka and the chasing from the fellow supports is going to be more than enough to net that kill. Makeka, the Wraith King, will get the first blood, but yeah, Niz, who have we seen Gix play for before?
I can't remember, but we have seen him play. A more important thing to note is that it is a Witch Doctor mid.
Taku, my man, my friend, you are taking support to the middle lane, and I like to see that sometimes, but Cat and 225 look to exploit the fact that Witch Doctor is one squishy, weak mofo. Low base strength, as you can see in his strength gain 1.8. Nice, but not that nice. So he is definitely a gankable target, but they are going aggressive with this Earthshaker Lina Lich. They want to put on a lot of pressure. You know what? This draft all of a sudden makes a ton of sense, Niz. They just want to get in your face and fight from 5 minutes on. And Witch Doctor getting farm middle lane allows them to get access to an early death ward. If they group up as 5 with a Lich, and the Lich in the offlane is nice, right? Because it's a tri-lane, but Lich is sacrificing, and it offsets the fact that you're a tri-lane. Earthshaker roaming out of it, though. Maybe. 225 might be the one who's really in trouble here, as the Cask and the Maledict are there. 225 looking to be the second kill of this game, as the Maledict ticked will guarantee it. Never mind. Who needs Maledict when you have an Earthshaker? Punching Shadow Fiend as he falls to the ground. 1-1 as the scoreboard is WoopWoop gets a return kill. Very important, but CNB went down very far, or not very far, decently far last game in the mid game, and they still came back to win. So CNB knows how to come back from behind when their mid is not doing too well, but it remains to be seen if WoopWoop can continue to do this and shut down CNB enough. I feel like maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. CNB kind of has like a spring lineup, like a spring-loaded lineup. If you give them enough time to sit back, coil up, build up that blink on Puck, build up that first core item on Shadow Fiend, whatever they want to do, and build up blink on Wraith King, they're just going to lash out and start to dominate the map.
Yeah, absolutely. The problem is that Goody's losing top pretty hard. He actually he was 0-1 into the last 2 creeps that died. So he's losing top pretty hard. However, this Witch Doctor isn't doing much to stop the Shadow Fiend. Witch Doctor does have higher CS than Shadow Fiend right now. However, Cat has dropped back. He is stacking. And of course, those stacks will be for 225 to, of course, farm up with the Shadow Fiend. So they haven't done anything to really stop 225. So he's going to start snowballing. He's going to start getting that much needed farm. Yes, they've killed him once, but I don't think that's enough yet. They need to keep putting pressure on him. Of course, they weren't able to ward and block his camps. And
the animations are so funny for Shadow Fiend.
I think CNB is going to be struggling a little bit because of how their bottom lane's going.
It's not going the best, but to be fair, it's not going that bad. Securing 6 last hits as a Wraith King against a triple range tri-lane, or sorry, a double range tri-lane like that's meant to just dominate and crush you, it's not going the worst. And with the fact that Goody is not doing too well, I think is definitely a big deal. But well, it remains to be seen whether or not that will continue. DD activated by Witch Doctor, trying to zone back on Shadow Fiend. We missed that action. Maledict dropping him down to 200 HP. Taku running up, might want to try to get more out of this. Gets a damning right click, dropping him down below 200 HP. But there are those stacks, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Lion.
Taku mid lane.
Oh, Taku in trouble. Maybe
no.
I don't think he's gonna die. Not with 225's HP. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Lion sap up some of that experience with the Shadow Fiend, as there was a small exchange in the bottom lane when he goes to clear up that stack to help Lion get a boost of experience, and also to stun it to help 225 clear it quicker.
Yeah, maybe. Or 225 is just going to get real greedy and say, you know what, Cat? There's bounty runes.
I don't need support.
You need XP? Go get there.
Hex? Yeah. Who needs to help with a stack when you're just going to steal my kill in the middle lane? Cat puts the scoreboard 2-1 in favor of CNB. We'll see if he goes with the mana drain point or goes with those 2 points in stun. And the value point in stun, as the second level, it starts to hurt a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. Of course, Ogre Magi is level 2 himself, and that's probably the big story of this game right now, Niz. Supports are a full level ahead of the other supports in total right now for CNB. but not a big deal. Just a notable deal.
I really got to get used to these rotations happening around the bottom rune.
Yeah, it
The
looks so
rotations to
weird.
it, it's
dude.
so
It hurts. It hurts my brain because like I keep thinking this path leads to the high ground, but they actually have to go all the way around here to get to it. Right?
It's so weird, yeah.
And technically, you can take this path through here and sneak up on them. So it is kind of weird. Middle lane, Fisher, 225, in trouble. Cask bouncing between him and his teammate Cat. Needs to get the stun, gets it. Can they get away? They do. 225, gonna survive. But he is under pressure. Paradox, meantime, gonna get a kill in the bottom lane. I'm sorry I'm missing this action. Zeb might be the one falling as well as the chase is there from Paradox and the stun. Paradox, Ogre Magi, double or nothing, gets the double.
2 heads, 2 kills.
I mean, when you've got double the luck and double the skill out of any other hero in the game,
It's just not
how
even
can you
fair.
lose? How can you lose?
It's not fair.
It isn't fair. And we all know, guys, we all know, as I'm sure we can get confirmation in chat when this hits, that Ogre Magi takes mad skill, Kappa. Which reminds me again, the KPM in this chat is lacking, guys. I'm very dismayed.
Yeah.
There's not enough KPM or conversation in the chat. You guys need to get on that, as we do sit 4-1 CNB doing very well in this game so far.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised to see how close this game has remained. Obviously, oh, no, never mind. False alarm. As obviously, like I said, Goody was really struggling in top, and he's actually struggling even more in the top lane now, as Court is just dominating him with this Viper. However, 225.
Bottom lane, yeah. Actually, no, sorry, bottom lane. I thought you were talking about Paradox. Paradox might be in trouble. Dragon Slave, right clicks, Fisher. Not enough, though, as they couldn't get a third stun to guarantee that kill, and we'll be able to walk away is Paradox. And game continues. No more kills.
Dragon Slave does not do that much damage to you when you've got a baller ass cloak like Paradox does on the Ogre Magi. What am I even saying?
Ogre Magi is the best support, guys. When you go to your pubs after this tournament tonight, I suggest you pick Ogre Magi.
He's awesome. Oh,
Kappa.
action top.
Might be a
Oh.
kill. Looks like
Goody's gonna
Qwerty in
drop,
big
though.
trouble. Goody does go down beforehand, and you know what, Niz? I think that's a really big deal. Goody is starving for experience right now, and a kill on a level 8 Viper. Sure, it's nice to have all that experience go to SF, but I think Puck needs some of it too, in a big way. Though he does get some of the gold, 1,000 gold from Blink, and you know, to be fair, at the same time, Puck offlane, as Cat and Zeb are going to exchange by the top rune a little bit. Puck is one of those offlane heroes that once she gets Blink, she can do pretty much everything she needs to at level 7. You would like to have more points in the silence, but you can work with it. You can still get things done for your team, set up good fights for Shadow Fiend, and bring your team, or not bring your team back into this game, but continue to dominate this game. Or continue to get ahead in this game, sorry. Not dominate.
Taku actually went for throw out the cask, hoping it would bounce around and stun up 225 as he threw out the Maledict and the Death Ward. But it wasn't meant to be. 225 only dropped to about half health. He was perfectly fine there.
20 gold from Midas on Shadow Fiend, 225. Money, 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 money. Is the Greed
Taku!
Fiend.
Oh!
Oh, Greed! Greed! Greed from Taku as he runs forward to try to get the stun with Zeb, and this ain't even my main U Jelly. Not going to be able to get that kill. It's actually 225. Going to get the triple raise, maybe even a double raise. Wasn't entirely sure, but it was
Double
enough to
raise
get
and a
the
right
kill.
click.
Double kill, or sorry, double kill. Double raise and a right click, and what a kill from Shadow Fiend as he flies out of Midas.
This ain't even my joke.
Oh, does he
Ain't
have?
my
No,
name,
there's no detection. But wait, who picked up the invis? It was actually the Lion, which means that this guy, this Earthshaker, he's in trouble. Throws out the Fisher, tries to get away, but Paradox, ching 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 ching, is gonna go ahead and get another kill.
So, it was actually 225 who picked up the invis. The bottom rune was a bounty rune.
Oh,
It's hard
okay,
getting used to that,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, my brain. I am sorry. You can flame me again. Fire Raptors or Riot Kappa. Get on this. Get on this,
Oh,
chat.
no,
and
Zeb.
this smoke. Yeah, Zeb in trouble as these trees definitely change the way that you can move through these jungles safely. And there's one kill. There's another as Gix fires off that laser bolt, hitting the head of Lion as he dies quickly as they run by the lava over here. The Fisher is there to block off Makaka. Not actually enough to block him, as he does have that little spot to get right through.
You realize how long it would have taken with a quelling blade to make that path?
Before, yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
well, seriously, and how cool is this? Like Roshan standing next to a lava. This needs attention, guys. Screw
Where is that
anything
even
else that
coming
happens.
from?
And then, I'm sorry, guys. I'm turning into every other caster. Screw the action on the map. We can stare at this lava for one more
Doesn't
second.
make any sense.
There we go. And then, oh, never mind. I was going to say middle lane stun, but that's actually just a creep. As Makako wants to stun the hell out of that creep. Cask bounces to 225 in this game. Slows down a little bit, Niz. 8-3. Scoreboard in favor of CNB. Net worth in favor of CNB. Experience in favor of CNB, but it is not major. It is substantial. We'll see if WoopWoop can overcome it, though.
I think overall CMB, obviously they're ahead in all those things, but
Bottom lane.
because of
We're okay.
their lineup, I think they're even further ahead than those graphs are going to show. Because I think this dire lineup
It's mid-game
Yes.
orientated.
very mid-game oriented, and they can't afford to be behind. They need to be pushing.
Oh, dude, look how Shadow... Oh, did you see that? Look, he's flying. Look, he is flying. The new animation. When he doesn't, he randomly starts. Yeah, that's so cool. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm having shiny object syndrome. This game is the Shadow Fiend. New model is awesome, even without the Arcana. Let's be honest here.
Awesome.
He still is Swagger Fiend, though. He walks with Swagger. Smoke up from CNB,
sides.
Cat, and 225 moving into the top lane, want to secure themselves another kill. Quirt is the target. 61 last hits, level 9. Decent net worth. Second on the chart. Only to the Shadow Fiend. We'll see if he's going to fall here.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen mid.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen. Quirt is the focus of the action. Dream Coil goes off after a Hex. First raise is off the mark, but the silence, the stun, the orb, the right clicks, they're all on the mark. And now Viper is down. Three heroes are up in that lane to push the tower, but the action bottom has heated up as Taku is taking a lot of damage from the Ignite. Yes, that's Ignite. Now Zeb manning up against Markeka. Markeka will fall. Does get that stun off in the last second. Meanwhile, the Echo Slam from This Ain't Even My Main. Gonna go ahead and clean up the Wraith King. A 2-for-2 trade. However, there could be a tower on top of that. Shadow Fiend does rotate back into the middle lane, so that decreases the ability of CNB to take this top tower at this present point in time. But they could be able to in a second, if not later. Shadow Fiend can also apply pressure to middle.
Yeah, they'd rather back up. Just get a little bit of farm. Don't try to commit to that tower too much, especially if you start getting it low. Then the TPs start coming in. Then you have to make that judgment decision. Do we want to stay? Are we fine with it getting denied? You know, you have to make that decision. Screw it. Put 225 back in the middle lane. You don't have to win the game now. You know, you're gonna win the game later.
With
if-
his farm? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if 225 keeps farming the way that he is.
I mean, it is absolutely insane. This is what we
Well,
like to see. Well, not insane, but
He's only tied with Court. You'd like to see him further ahead, but this is the point where it's really going to
he's not tight. He's 2K over.
I'm talking about last hits. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you go to net worth, you need to go to
Yeah.
net worth, my friend. This is where Shadow Fiend is. He's
That's
actually
the
doing
effect of the
really well.
Midas, right?
Yeah, that is the effect of the Midas, and also his ability to flash farm. But what I kind of wanted to prompt to and throw to your table is, do you think that or how much time do you think that WoopWoop has before the Shadow Fiend is going to get too out of control for them to be able to hold on? They are going to try to do
Depends
something
how
about
the
a
next
middle.
8 minutes go.
Well, Taku gonna fall to him. 225 gets that kill. The support smoked up around, trying to get back into this. They want to turn this around, but the TP from Earthshaker, the indecision from Zeb, and unfortunately, the North American squad, WoopWoop, not having the plays that they need to. CNB definitely dictating the pace of this game. I like what WoopWoop wanted to do there, but it just sucks. As a player, and you've had these moments too, you smoke up, you're like, alright, we're behind, we want to go get a kill. But then the enemy team gets a kill while you're smoking up or setting up to go get that kill. And all of a sudden your gank is useless. You know, all these things. It's just a really... It's a crappy mental situation to be in.
Well, here's the thing. Gix just picked up a Blink Dagger on the Lina.
Is under attack.
Now
That
what
is
are they
big,
going to
yeah.
do with it?
Dire's bottom tower
know,
is under attack.
What are they going to do with it? Because this ain't even my main Ujelly is getting close to a Blink Dagger as well. He's at 1600 gold. So he's getting close to a Blink Dagger. Is that a timing they're waiting for? Or are they going to try to really act on the back of this
No.
Blink Dagger on Gix, or
Oh,
what?
okay, that's just bounty and regen getting picked up at the same time. Made it look like a kill. Dota Raptors cannot follow action in Dota right now because of the runes. Actually, in the middle lane, it is actually going to be a kill. Shadow Fiend getting
Cask,
picked off by Witch
Maledict,
Doctor.
Death Ward, Chain Frost.
I mean, my question to you is right there. Was that enough or was that enough?
He's dead, isn't he?
Is dead. Quirt might also be is dead as we have the stun. LSA, great job from... sorry, I wanted to say Onage, but it's Gix. Now Quirt getting turned back around on a Finger of Death will go ahead and guarantee that kill. Never mind, it was the Orb. Puck getting that kill, getting out with 100 HP. Gix and Earthshaker want to try to turn this around. Of course they have. Taku standing off to the side, but it doesn't look like they have the numbers to actually do anything here. Puck is really weak though, so they will have to go ahead and back out. But Puck did get something done with that newly acquired Blink Dagger. Lina has not done that much yet.
But CNB, they got a kill there. Not forcing anything.
Dire's
No, they don't have
Oh,
to
wow.
force anything.
15-minute BKB from 225. 15-minute BKB. Not good. Not good for the fans of WoopWoop.
It's good for 225.
Good for CNB, good for 225, not good for you, Dire. And they really don't have anything in the lines of BKB piercing. Yeah, they have Viper Strike, but Shadow Fiend really doesn't care. He'll just spam raises, which, you know, attacks.
Radiant's
You
middle
can't,
tower
there's no
is
way in
under
Dota to decrease people's cast animations.
Dire's bottom
Not yet,
tower
at
is
least.
under attack.
Eyes on the smoke. This could be pretty big. If they get a kill here on 225, this is actually going to be very large, even though he just recently spent.
But he could just
But
pop the
this will give
BKB.
him
We'll
the
see if he gets
sure
it off.
run.
No, LSA, Cask, Bounce, Death, Maledict. Gonna be enough. 225 falls to Lich.
Did
And
you hear
Niz.
that?
Did I hear that, Niz? Did I hear that? Of course I heard that, Niz. That made my ears orgasm. As Shadow Fiend's death, Shadow Fiend's new model, Shadow Fiend's everything is
Dire's
awesome.
bottom tower is
Hated that
under
hero
attack.
before because of people that play him tend to be very, very aggressive people. But you know what? He's a cool hero, so I can get on board with it now. CNB grouping up bottom
much
as they
swagger.
didn't push that tower. Yeah, the Swagger Fiend is swaggered out, as some streamers would say, swagger level 9,000.
So what's the timing looking like here for Earthshaker?
This game's really slowing
1900
down.
gold right now. So I feel like
kind of slowing down.
WoopWoop, this is their time to shine, but they're still waiting. You know, they're still waiting for those items. Now, yes, they got the Blink Dagger on Gix, but now they're waiting for the Blink on Earthshaker. They're waiting for the Egg Scepter on Taku, the Witch Doctor. You know, he's still 300 out. They're getting there. They're about a minute or so.
I'm putting my neck out so you don't have to. I don't think there's any way WoopWoop wins this past mid-late game. Or before, or yeah, past mid-late
No,
game.
they don't.
So yeah,
Like I said, a lot
Why
has
are
to
they
happen
waiting?
before about the 21-minute mark.
Zeb,
Stun
stun.
going out on Zeb.
and he's probably going to die. The LSA was off the mark as Markeka does have a great juke with that Blink Dagger. But now, Goody, two-man Dream Coil follows up with the Orb. Will dodge that stun as a Silence hits on Zeb, preventing that Chain Frost, prevents the LSA, and now Lina's down. Didn't have enough mana anyways. Quirt is corralled by 4 heroes from the Dire side.
Here's
Earthshaker wants to
Taku.
come in, wants to drop the big slam, but first one to die is the Wraith King on the Radiant side, which means everyone is slowed up. There's the slam, there's the Doctor, but the Silence, too good, stops that. Witch Doctor, or sorry, Wraith King will fall anyways. Cass comes out onto Paradox, bouncing between creeps and Paradox. There's the Fisher. Right clicks will allow Taku to finish that up, so a great trade overall. But you know what, man? You know what? 225 this entire time has been watching like we have while been farming the top lane. Gets a tower, gets a ton of creeps. And even though he died in middle lane 3 minutes later, he's sitting on another 2k gold after a BKB pickup.
Well, this is it. This is the moment. Earthshaker got his Blink because of that, and Taku got the Egg Scepter. So this is it. There's no more items that they're waiting for. They've got the mech, they've got double Blink, they've got Egg Scepter. Lich is a hero. They've got everything that they need. As Markeka blinking in and stunning Gix in the bottom lane, almost dodges the LSA, but unable to do so, and Gix will actually live because of that.
Is under attack.
But,
And
they've-
yeah, action slowing down again.
This is their moment. Like,
Let's see
it's
if they do
19
something.
minutes. They don't
Well,
even have
there
a
we go.
tower
There
yet.
we go. There we go, Niz.
Structures are
There
fortified.
we go. They're finally going to smoke up. Let's see if they
This
can
is their
get something
last
done
smoke.
with it. Markeka definitely going to die here. Double blink forward. There's the slant, or there's the clap, the LSA, the chant totem, the cask, and the maledict. Enough to clean him up as he will fall. Allows them to siege this tower, but they did lose their middle tower during this. And you know what? Again, 3-2-2. Not the unsung hero, as we've been kind of tooting his horn and staring at the beautiful Shadow Fiend model. He has so much gold, 2,500 gold after everything this game so far. They're going to smoke up, and they're going to try to prevent this. Though it looks like there was that dire ward. Very, very important. Helped them defend that middle tower for multiple points throughout the game, but also gave them vision of that smoke, so they were able to see it. 225 Paradox Cat. Not going to get anything done with this smoke gank right now. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. Taku. Bad position. Gonna be caught out. One stun, double stun, multi-cask, and 225. Gonna be able to clean that up as CNB moves forward and looks to continue to apply a bigger and bigger advantage into this game. WoopWoop. Down. Death Ward. Also note, he did pick up his Aghanim, so he's not going to be able to buy back. Great
lying in
for
wait,
his
though.
ultimate. Yeah, Earthshaker. And he has Slam. 3, 2, 1. It's online. We'll see what's going to happen as we're going to zoom out here. There's the Blink Echo Slam onto 2, the Fisher as well. They try to focus down 225. There's the BKB. He's channeling up in the ultimate, doing quite a bit of damage. Quirk going low, getting low, gonna fall. Zeb also taking quite a bit of damage. 2 heroes down for CNB because in the background, one hero. Goody has been going ham. Even though he had a bad start, he's going to clean up. 3 heroes in the background. Might be able to clean up more as he does orb off to the side. Zeb trying to get the kill. Won't be able to. CNB going to claim 2 towers and 4 heroes off the back of great team play.
Well, I said they needed to do something by around the 21-minute mark. I said 8 minutes they had. And I don't think they've accomplished anywhere near enough. I think 225 is going to run away with this game right now. And this is definitely CNB's game to lose at this point. They're only ahead by 5,000 if you look at the net worth. But I feel like they are way further ahead than
I mean,
that in
considering
terms of
the
game.
Shadow Fiend is double the net worth of an actual core hero, like, it's not that I hate Witch Doctor. I think he's a great hero, but he is not a core. He's not going to scale. Ag's Witch Doctor is great, sure, but I mean, maybe they could do a lot with him, and maybe I'll eat my words, but still, double the net worth for a Shadow
They're
Fiend.
certainly going to need a BKB if they want him to do as much as carry this game for them.
Yeah, but I mean, that
they
farm,
can't wait
man.
for that. They can't wait.
225 is on a roll right now, and his team is doing a great job setting him up. And I think, again, 225's horn has been tooted a lot this game, but Goody, Cat, Markaka, and of course Paradox all been playing well themselves, as this game has definitely been a team effort. 4 heroes, sorry, as Viper is not with them right now in the bottom lane from the Dire side, want to push, but CNB bringing in the troops. 225 going to clean up, push out this lane. Did I mention
Things going
that
out
in
for
the
Roche. Goody's already in there though.
yeah, Goody is set up for it, ready to defend it and or show it. But Niz, to talk about numbers that might be cool. In the time that we've been talking about Shadow Fiend, he's gone from having 2,000 gold to still having 2,000 gold, but buying a Yasha and a Boots of Travel during all of that. In 5 minutes, or sorry, yeah, in
The
6 minutes of
hyper-farmer.
gameplay.
What he does.
Insane. I dare. 6:55, 22 minutes into this game at GPM for the Shadow Fiend. His EXPM is going to be off the chart, of course. 666. And if it's 666, if your XPM
Dire's bottom tower
is 666, you should just win if you're Shadow Fiend. Or Doom. Sorry, that's Doom. I apologize. Flame Raptors. Riot report. Move Niz to number 1 caster in a Dota Raptors cannot get references to heroes correctly.
So this game definitely slowing down, and I don't feel like it should be. I feel like WoopWoop needs to push.
Yeah, I feel like
Pressure in some way.
every
Like
moment
I
we're
said,
sitting here.
that was their last smoke that they used. But one just recently came up, as they're gonna most likely use it here as they're gathering right now.
Yeah, and every moment that they've sat here while we
They
talked
don't
about
have
stuff,
feather for 11 minutes.
yeah, they're falling behind. And I just feel the calm before the storm is we're about to watch a hurricane run into the Titanic.
Oh, they're gonna run into a smoke.
And oh no, smoke versus smoke. The question is who wins, 5 or 4? Court going to be the first one stunned up. Fisher hits on 2. Cat immediately blown up, but the blink coil hits on 4. Looks like they're going to immediately lose the puck, but that ultimate Requiem of Soul is going to do a ton of damage. Taco cleaned up. Quirt going to be focusing down Paradox, but Shadow Fiend on the chase. Looks like he's going to turn around, try to go on to Zeb. TP's away, but WoopWoop. They needed a good fight, Niz. They got it.
They wanted it to go better, but that's as good as that was going to go. That was perfect. You know, CNB unfortunately walked in. They revealed the Viper, and they was like, oh, nice, we got a free kill on Viper. Suddenly, everyone. But their saving grace, I think, was the fact that 225 just walked in from the top and just said, guys, I have a BKB and I'm Shadow Fiend. And just started right-clicking people down after throwing out the Requiem.
Yeah, if he would have been there right as the coil went down, I think that would have been a CNB team, or a wipe for CNB.
Oh, for sure.
Just a little bit of out of positioning. But yeah, that's what happens when people are smoked up. But to be fair, when you're also looking at the outcome of that, you have to factor in that CNB started that staggered and finished that fight staggered, and it was only a 3-hero loss for a 1-hero trade.
It had to go very one-sided, that fight, for WoopWoop to... Like, that's what WoopWoop needed. The fight needed to be very one-sided. It was WoopWoop favored, however, it wasn't as one-sided as it needed to be. And CNB is still looking pretty right now. Still only 5k ahead, but they feel very, very far ahead as this game proceeds. Blink on the bottom. They are going on 225. They will clean them up here.
Yeah, as we do catch the tail end of that kill and listen to the woo noises of Shadow Fiend's death. As RaptorZ tends to emulate great audio skills. The tree, the jukes. I didn't actually know about that spot. Zeb tries to get away, but it's not enough. Orb, of course, with Flying Vision. Very effective spell at helping you catch out heroes. But what I was going to ask you, Niz, is if they kill 225 enough, could they still come back into this game? Now, I'm not saying if CNB throws, of course, WoopWoop could come back. But assuming CNB plays well and WoopWoop plays better and just kills the SF over and over again, is there still a chance, or is there just too many core heroes on the side of CNB?
Well, I don't think that they have too many cores. I think if you put that much focus on bringing and keeping 225 down, and by down I mean keeping him at the level he's at.
He'll be okay.
Then you're putting so much emphasis on stopping 225 that I think Markeka then becomes a hero. Like, right now he's been doing okay, but he's not huge by any means. Once he gets his BKB, that's going to change. I think he's going to have a much larger impact, especially in these team fights. But if you're putting all the emphasis on stopping 225, that means Viper's not going to be farming, and he's going to slow down.
Middle lane, action. Dream Coil hits 2. Zeb going to die as he gets 4 staff out of it, gets stunned. Now this ain't even my main U Jelly. Going to be focused up, taking quite a bit of damage. There is that Witch Doctor heal there to help him. Gix blinks forward to assist the team, and now we have all the heroes on the map concentrated in this middle lane near this Radiant Observer Ward. But honestly, it's CNB looking to be the ones to put the pressure on WoopWoop, aka Hoof, as 225 recently picked up that Manta style 21 souls. Of course, Markeka does have that armlet, soon to have a BKB. Doesn't look like they're too set on pushing hard, but honestly, just putting psychological fear into WoopWoop is more than enough to win this game for CNB, because the longer it goes, the easier it is for them to put in the bag.
CNB has to be mindful of this creep wave, of their creep wave that's coming in here. This is what Earthshaker's going to look for to initiate.
Well, if they can get the counter initiation,
their wave position back, they're fine.
Yeah, I think that they should be okay. One of them might be wanting to go in this kind of situation. Maybe you disagree with me, but with that creep wave, I would like to see Shadow Fiend run up, and if they initiated on Shadow Fiend, he just mantas BKBs and starts going ham while the puck reinitiates.
To me, that's risky.
Okay,
it's a risky play. I don't see why you want to put your Shadow Fiend up there. He's the biggest hero on the map. Why risk him? Right?
Dyer's
No,
top tower is
that's
under
fair
attack.
logic. I am a rather aggressive player at times, so those thoughts do tend to get me in trouble, as well as people I'm playing with. But the Dire side set up in an area where the Radiant doesn't have vision of them. Goody
Goody.
actually does. Gets a great coil. 3-man silence. Will get out without even getting stunned. Now Makeka is the only one in the fight. The Echo Slam is actually wasted off to the right side, not doing too much. Here comes 225, channeling up the new Requiem, dealing a ton of damage. Taku in trouble, gets focused down. 1 for 1, as we see the buyback from Puck. Looks like over on the side, Wraith King is going to get revived here as he's chasing down Gix on the right side. Meanwhile, on the left side, we have the chase onto Cordy as the orb forward onto him. Great blink from Cat prevents the death onto Puck as he's able to orb to dodge that attack. Now Markeka does clean up Lena. He does not know about the Earthshaker, so won't be able to find that kill, but they get everyone and they secure Roche. And now this game is, if we weren't on CNB's side long enough saying that they're in an advantage, or I am definitely now. CNB is in the driver's seat. They're ready to win this game. The question, of course, for them, and as always, is can they put this advantage in the basket and get to the finals of this Thursday Semi-Pro Cup Series?
Well, unless CNB starts running in one at a time and accidentally dropping items on the ground, I don't see how they lose this game. They, like I said, the gold graph and all that, they're relatively close, but this game is not that close at all. You can't just look at the graphs.
The new armor on
CNB
towers
is way ahead.
looks like a joke when you have an
Jesus.
SF beating on it. That tower went down in 10 seconds, or like 7 seconds. Absolutely insane. SF hitting for 243 damage. Now even more, as he does pick up a Eagle Song. Holy hell, this Shadow Fiend is a monster. Not to mention, he still has buyback and reliable gold after this, so WoopWoop. What do they do? What do they need to do? Niz has said it again and again and again. They gotta do something, and here they go. Fisher onto 225, but not enough for them to commit, as they're just gonna casually stay back. CNB waiting for their moment to just win the game, because that's kind of where they're at.
They need a big Echo to blow up 225, but that's it.
And how do you do
And
that
then-
when he has buyback, bots, and an Aegis?
I don't know. But the Shadow Fiend needs to die. He needs to die at the start. He can't use his items. I don't know.
Unfortunately, that might be an impossibility as Goody, blink forward, 3-man coil, does immediately eliminate Zeb with that Dagon. And now they're on the run in the background. Gix is going to go ahead and go on to Goody, but he gets fingered by Cat and blown up. 2 heroes on the side for WoopWoop, as only 1 is on the side for CNB. Tower's getting focused down here by 225 as the BKB popped by Taku. He's tired of this. He wants to fight. He wants to defend his tower, but I don't think he can, as CNB claims the final T2 on the side of WoopWoop. Blinking forward is Markeka as they look to continue this push and continue this fighting, and they want to bring this game home right now. 225, still huge. No, they're back. They'll wait for Goody. Okay, fair enough. And they'll wait for a butterfly, because, why not? Why not? Why not let your Shadow Fiend do 300 damage?
Of course,
CNB
that's
is
a new
probably
butterfly
going to
as well.
finals. Oh yeah, that is
Recently
what
changed in the patch.
the new active, of course, gives you trade
Flutter.
evasion for 20% additional movement speed. It is for 8 seconds. The 20% movement speed is a little bit more than a phase, not too much more, as a phase is 14% bonus. But it is definitely nice. I mean, it doesn't to take away from the item. It just, gives you something to think about with it. And as we play the game more, and as people play the game more, competitive players and amateur players, we will begin to see the more fleshed out uses of that ability. But it definitely just seems like an escape use or a chase use to me. Or what am I saying, an escape use? I guess it could be. It's a trade-off when escaping. It's definitely a chasing, though. Definitely chasing.
I would trade evasion for move speed when trying to run away, but there is engagement top. Taku will fall.
Taku is dead. Gets blown up by that finger. 225 isn't done yet. Is going to chunk away 400 HP. His teammate Goody not done, even more so, as he's going to blink forward, get the coil, clean up Earthshaker. QWERTY throwing that Viper Strike, wants to go onto Marketa, won't be able to. But honestly, CNB setting up to go high ground here. I believe they have an urn on someone. Yeah, 7 charges on Ogre. They're gonna go.
They still have a minute or so. I think just around a minute on the Aegis for 225.
We can confirm that right now, guys. Can confirm that they have exactly 2 minutes on that Aegis left over.
No.
Oh yeah,
it's
it's
a minute
5
lower.
minutes now. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, Raptors 6.81 fail. 1 minute left on Aegis, but a minute is more than enough. Blink forward by Goody. Buyback from Earthshakers. They want to look to defend this. 225. Standing tall, dealing a ton of damage. There's the LSA. It's going to clean up Goody, but not without the cost of their T3 tower. Does get denied by Court, so great play by there. Markeka wants to deny him or wants to trade his life here. Of course, he does still have access to that armlet. Will activate it here. Taku is going to go ham. He's going to channel, but 225 going to clean him up before that Death Ward really does anything. Channeling Requiem of Souls going to clean through Gix and Zeb. Court also taking quite a bit of damage from that. Paradox getting a killing spree with that stun to finish things off. Zeb getting chased up by Cat and 225 up in the front. The Echo Slam doing good, doing work as they also get the Chain Frost to follow it up. And Paradox, though, with the double kill, the revive from 225 as he continues to push and stand strong as CNB looks to take the first racks in this game, Niz. I wouldn't be surprised to see a GG soon. You know, it's not like it's a horrible game coming out of WoopWoop, which is great game coming out of CNB. By all standards, CNB coming out of the gates incredibly strong.
Yeah, I don't really know what WoopWoop thinks they can do to come back in this game. I think CNB is just completely unstoppable right now. This is exactly what you don't want to have happen when you're playing against Shadow Fiend.
I mean, this is where you lose. Like, this is where Shadow Fiend has an above 70% win rate.
You either win earlier than this, you stop him early, or you win very, very late against him. But they don't have the ability to win very late against a Shadow Fiend, and they didn't stop him early, so...
Yep. Well, they see something, Niz, or their spirits are not yet broken, as there is no Spirit Breaker in the game to take care of that. They will continue to fight and try to bring it back, and you know, we've seen comebacks before, Niz, in competitive play. 40,000 gold and 40,000 experience leads have been thrown away. CNB is not done yet. That Ancient is still alive, so gotta give WoopWoop something.
Yeah, I don't see it, dude. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine what it looks like. I would love to see it, but I can't imagine what it looks like.
Well, Niz, that'll just make it even better, right? It's just like you see news about a new movie, and you're like, I don't know if it's gonna be good, but then it blows you away. That's what we hope to see here from WoopWoop and this Smoke Inc. as they look to take out the stream and fan favorites, or this stream's fan favorites, CNB, who is definitely in a commanding lead right now. They're going to waste a little bit of the duration of this smoke. Waste is a strong word, I'm aware, but they don't get anything done with it. Half duration, now 3/4 of a duration, and you know what, Niz? This looks like the beginning of a very sad story.
They know. Like, they haven't seen it, but they know.
Well,
Why
and you
aren't
know,
they defending?
This is the worst situation too. Is
Why aren't they
WoopWoop,
defending
right?
here?
You
Why
smoke,
aren't they defending there? You know.
you smoke out of your base to go gank, and then you know nothing happens, and now you have to run back to your base that's in shambles. It doesn't feel good, and CNB is definitely gonna have the morale to be able to bring this home after that. I really don't feel like WoopWoop has what it takes. We'll see though, as CNB is probably going to start grouping up. All of their heroes are making a general direction trend towards the bottom lane. And we might see the end of the semifinals game, guys, and be moving on to the finals before midnight of the Eastern Standard Times, as I'm sure Niz and many of you would love, as it is a Thursday night and many people have work tomorrow morning. Multicast 4 times. You can tell this ogre has been rubbing his rabbit's foot. So here we go, Niz. Any thoughts you want to say before CNB goes ham?
I got nothing. 225. It's gonna be a beast this fight.
Well, we're gonna follow him, guys. We're gonna follow him and his team to their final match as they look to take this Tier 3 as the physical manifestation of their victory. Goody.
What a snake.
As Chris Puckett from MLG would call him, a sneaky beaver. What a sneaky, sneaky beaver that guy is being.
Are they waiting for Rush? Then maybe. They don't. Of course, they don't know when he's going to spawn.
I mean, they might just wait for this creep wave and go Markeka in the front lines. He might just
group up on the creep wave. That's
yep,
not good.
there we go. Here we go. Markeka just going to throw that blade mail so they don't initiate on him. Fisher goes out. He's taking some damage from that armlet. Damage from the LSA as well. They don't want to use too much more. They will finally finish him off. But there's the reinitiation from Goody. Goody does get a great coil on two important heroes. Immediately cleans up Zeb, so there will be no Chain Frost. Goody still alive, dodging the LSA, dodging the Flame or the Dragon Slave, and Markeka in the front line, stalling it all up while they're losing their T3. It is down. 225 going to channel that ulti, and man, does it wreck house. 3 heroes down. Make it 4 and 5. 225 triple kill. CNB will take the GG and move to the finals of the Thursday Semi-Pro Cup Series hosted by NADota.com. Niz, what do you got to say before we get into the finals and wrap up tonight's action?
No, I think we've mentioned everything. They Shadow Fiend, they got a kill on him early, but then they kind of were unable to really lock him down and stop him from progressing. And that's really hard to do against a good Shadow Fiend. But 225, started getting further and further ahead. And then I felt like WoopWoop, they needed something. They needed to push, and it felt like they were always waiting. They were waiting to get core items. And then they got those core items, and still they were a little bit behind, but they didn't really push and really bring the game to CNB. Force them to lose fights 4v5 because Shadow Fiend's off farming, or force 225 to come to those fights. Mm-hmm. And that's how you stop him from farming, or something like that. And they did neither of those, and they didn't pressure him. So it was almost inevitable that 225 was going to get as big as he did.
And yeah, so he did, and so they win. Finals is where CNB will be heading, and that's where we will be, guys, as well. If you enjoyed this cast, please check out the youtube.com/DotaRaptors, where all the VODs are. You guys can check out our previous cast, leave comments, talk to us about our commentary and what you would like to see or what you like about it as well. There's this Twitch channel that you guys are currently in. You can follow it at the button below if you like to watch us live. And finally, if you're enjoying Nizcast and his insights into Dota 2, please follow him at Nizcast on Twitter, and that would be awesome. But without further ado, guys, we'll go ahead and bring you the final match. We will see you in a minute or minuto.